Hi everyone, my name is Vijo and I am the co-founder of OurLand Thailand, a nature reserve, nature experience center, and nature education center based in Kanchanaburi, Thailand. Before I start off explaining about what I do, I'd like to ask you all a quick question, and that is, how many of you feel that the work you do is so meaningful that if your organization was taken out of the space it operated in, it would be missed by the people and the environment? I want you to take a second to think about that because your organization maybe works in different spaces. There's a office space and there's an on-ground space. So the question is, would it be missed by the people in the space it operates in? So this is not your employees, but the next level, and the environment. Would it be missed? I want to think about that answer for a second while I show you this next video. Now, this next video is something that found that I was able to find lots of meaning in the work that OurLand does. As you can see in the video, the first elephant walked by, and the second elephant came and messed with the camera, the trail camera, and destroyed it completely. But we were able to get the SD card out of that, and there comes that video. And that has brought a lot of meaning to my life. And why is that? That's because we are a wildlife corridor. This was our first project that we set up. And as you can see, that there is a Salakphra Wildlife Sanctuary right on top. It is the oldest wildlife sanctuary in Thailand, and and when it was initially set up, Salakphra was all the way down to the river below. You can see there is a river flowing below called the Kwae, and Salakphra was all the way down there. But over the years, because of geopolitical tensions, land boundary was pushed up to this yellow line, which is the main highway in the region. This caused a big problem for all sorts of animals because they wanted to get down to the river for a drink of water, but they weren't able to, right? So our mission at OurLand in the beginning was to create a corridor, and it still is to create a corridor by buying pieces of land so that animals can come all the way down for a drink of water and head back out again. Right? This was the core mission of OurLand, and it was a very beautiful mission. There was only one problem, and it was that we didn't have much money. So we had to find a way to make money, and that was to do something that I absolutely love, which is educating and working with children. Right. We also work with adults as well, but we specialize in working with children, and in this case, we educate them about the environment, the geopolitical problems in the area. We teach them about sustainable construction. We teach them about sustainable farming. But most importantly, we teach them how to fall in love with nature. And what happens when people fall in love with nature? They have an urge to protect nature. These students are at a local wild tree nursery where they're caring for trees that are endangered. Once they grow up, they will be put back into the wild in deforested areas. Over the years, one of the areas that we have reforested is the OurLand Reserve itself. In 2015, when we got it, it was farmland. In 2024, it looks like this, full of trees, full of life, right? And the life just oozes out in every part of the OurLand Reserve. You can see here that we have the world's second largest land walking mammal, all the way to the smallest mammal in the world called the bumblebee bat, which is also flying around OurLand. So all of this life here at OurLand. And then over the years, as we worked on in tropical conservation or terrestrial conservation. We wanted to also look into marine conservation. But before that, I want to ask you a question. Where does your oxygen come from? Between trees and the ocean, what percentage of your oxygen comes from trees? And what percentage comes from the oceans? I hope you have an answer in mind. What percentage do you think comes from trees? This might surprise you, but only 15% of the oxygen that we breathe in every single breath comes from trees. 85% of our oxygen comes from the ocean, which makes oceans really important, which is why over the past 3 years, we set up OurLand Marine, which focuses on marine conservation education as well, right? And it is just such a stunning seascape, as you can see over here, right? In the year 2024, we were recognized by the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, or also called the UNCCD. And because of our unique land initiative methods, right? Because we were taking revenue generated from conservation education and tourism and ecotourism and taking that and putting that into land conservation, right? So yeah, so we've got the what's that. And now talk about one of the questions I get asked is like, what is the guiding philosophy of OurLand? And one of the key things that I want to bring up is this. This is called People, Planet, Profit model. Very simple. Every organization should be thinking about these three things, but a lot of the times organizations are thinking primarily about profit. They forget about the people and the planet. When I talk about planet, I'm not talking about the big picture planet. I'm talking about just the environment that your organization operates in. When I'm talking about people, I'm not talking about the people that work in your organization, but rather the people who are affected by your organization, right? The first level or the second level, first degree, second degree connections that you have. So people, planet, profit have always got to be thought about, and that leads to sustainability. How do we do it? This is us taking our students over to a local high school that we regularly visit and educating the children about conservation in Thailand, which is basically in their homes, in their backyards, when they have to deal with elephants and snakes. We also work with the local community for building check dams, which is very important for keeping elephants out of people's houses, so elephants can come drink water out of these check dams, right, without troubling the local villagers. We also work with the local government in terms of making roads safer for elephants and other drivers as well. In this case, in the past 4 years, 10 elephants have died because of elephant and vehicle crashes. And our project is to make these roads safer for the local community, for tourists coming by, and also the elephants, right? By setting up street lamps, setting up speed camera traps so that people can slow down in the elephant corridors and crossing areas, right? Want to maybe bring that back and ask, who can you help? So going bring it back to the people, planet, profit model. If it's people, who can you help in the part of the organization, in the part of the environment that you work in? So obviously your organization works in different places. Usually the easiest answer is to find people of the lowest socioeconomic class, right? How do you find? You just have to find the lowest socioeconomic class and go out there and help them. Once again, referring to people who are connected to your organization as a result of the work you do. So therefore, there's more meaning there because these people are affected by your organization. So maybe small tweaks in how you manage things can impact people of this lower socioeconomic class. Next, go look around the environments that you work in, and it's always easy to find degraded environments. Environments like deforested environments, chemically highly polluted environments like farmland with lots of chemical use, beaches that are full of plastic and debris, or rivers that are clogged with debris as well. These are environmental issues that we can very quickly well, at least start to mitigate at a base level. So this is easy place to look for where can you help. And most importantly, a lot of questions I get asked is like, how do we know, right? And so because you have to know your space. You have to step into the space and find what it is that moves you. You have to not be sitting in the office, but rather sitting at where your organization is working, actually, and then find in those spaces the people and the environment that needs that help, right? And once again, people, planet, profit. Remember the 3P model. Every time you're going to do a new project, a new business, please remember people, planet, profit. You need to think about all these three aspects before making a choice on what that project looks like or what its impacts are going to be, right? I'm more than happy to discuss this in further detail. Please feel free to contact me and connect either through our email, websites, or our social media. It's an absolute pleasure to have everybody here. And please do reach out. Thank you.